Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. Is tomorrow going to be the game-changing history for XRP that everybody thinks? How will we navigate that? Plus, we're going to talk about some other news, right? I think on XRP, it's only the XRP ETF, which we'll get to in just a second. But we're going to talk about some interesting news for Bitcoin, from JPMorgan as well, doing some interesting stuff about Congress and the government shutdown. All the latest and the greatest. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smash that like button. Let's try to get 1,000 likes on this video. I know you guys can do it. We've done it before. We can do it again. Let's get into it. So currently XRP is sitting at $2.38, down 0.25% here on the day. Interestingly, right, XRP has pulled back from the top that we saw 2 days ago, about 7.5%. So all the hoopla and the excitement that we saw happening when we saw those DTCC listings, we've seen it come down. But right, remember, H bar was also going up that day, and H bar is down 9%. So, and let's see Algorand. Remember, we talked about how Algorand and XRP and H bar were moving, also down 7%. So the three of them that were moving big on Monday, they're pulling back today, right? This is the kind of the yin and the yang behavior sometimes in the crypto market, where you have a little bit of excitement in a certain sector, and then that sector sells off a little bit, okay? And then the next day it might come up a little bit. This is, you could call it the grind of the crypto market. Of course, in the history of the crypto market, there's been these just amazing times where, you know, there's been huge upward movement, but most of the time in the crypto market is days like this, where you're up a little bit, down a little bit, right? It's the grind of the crypto market. I've been grinding for for what, 3-4 years already, where we've seen, of course, some very good periods, some very good months, a few weeks that have been very good. But for the most part, most of the time is a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. That's, and in general, that's what happens with markets. Also in the stock market, for the most part, most of the days are 0.5% up, 0.5% down, right? And the big days, they are very small, right? And people say that if you are not in when the big days happen, it's a problem, right? But you know, that's what people say. That's their opinions. I'm giving my opinion. Of course, everything we talk about in this video is just my opinion, what I am doing. Of course, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Hopefully entertained, right? Hopefully. So we'll see what the market does here today. Of course, the whole market is waiting and anticipating to see what will happen with the government shutdown. Congress votes tomorrow on the shutdown deal. The Senate has advanced the funding bill, but the real decision happens tomorrow, Wednesday, in the House, which is today already for me. This is the part where the market reacts to uncertainty versus resolution, right? This is where we are right now, uncertainty versus resolution. If you go still to the fear and the greed index, we're still fearful, right? If you extreme fear even. And if we go also to the stock market, it's gotten better, but it's also still fearful. So the uncertainty, will the Fed reduce interest rates in December? Will it won't? Will the Supreme Court cancel the tariffs? Will it won't? All this uncertainty is creating this situation where, yes, markets are for the most part holding, but we still don't know what's going to happen. And again, when there's uncertainty, when there's fear, markets have a tendency to be, you could call it wishy-washy, like up and down and up and down and up and down, because there's no clear path and there's no clear entry of money or exit of money, okay? It's very important to remember. If you haven't yet joined our free Telegram group, now is the time to do so. You can see we have extra updates about things that are happening that, I can't bring you live on the channel all the time. So I'm updating there in the Telegram group. It's free. We're almost at 300 people in the group. If you're interested, link is in the description down below. We also have a big Black Friday flash deal with one of our partners, BTCC and Jaron Jackson Jr., with lots of prizes and also sign up bonuses. If you are interested, link is in the description down below. Maybe it's time, right, to get into the market or to take advantage of the potential market right before, right, XRP ETFs could come live tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a second. By the way, again, BTCC is a partner of mine. So if you do use my link and you do trade, I will get a commission. So thank you for that. But please, please, please trade responsibly. Again, we've seen assets go up, we've seen them go down, and anticipation of a big thing like an XRP ETF could make the asset volatile, but it could also be a big opportunity. Again, I don't know what is going to happen. You have to make your own decision on what you want to do. So yesterday we talked about the fact that Canary filed the 8A for the XRP ETF, and it potentially points to a launch for Wednesday or Thursday, right? Most places are saying the first US spot XRP ETF could launch tomorrow, right? NASDAQ listing is expected Wednesday evening, allowing trading to start at Thursday market open. So if it gets listed today on Wednesday, Thursday is when it will start trading. Okay. And so again, this is history for XRP. This is something that, it's a monumental thing for XRP, for the XRP community. People are making it into, if you go on social media, well, now that there's an XRP ETF, everything is solved, and the price is going, to do this and do that. They don't know, right? It's a lot of farming engaging, a lot of people trying to get clicks and views on Twitter or whatever. I'm not really seeing it on YouTube, by the way, more on X. By the way, you can follow me on X. I'm really bad with posting on X, and here I'm a dad to 3 boys, and I'm a stay-at-home dad. Anybody that knows what that means knows that I don't have a lot of free time, right? So I try to tweet and things like that, but sometimes it's just, Dad, why are you on your phone? Come play basketball. Come do this. Come do that, right? So you have to prioritize, right? And my first priority is my kids. So I'm really bad at tweeting and stuff like that. I'm trying to be better, but I see people like tweeting 50 times a day. That's not for me. But anyway, people are trying to get engagement. They're trying to say, oh, once the XRP ETFs come, it's going to be beautiful and amazing. We don't know that. We've seen other ETFs come recently, and the price movement hasn't been, the best. Right? It's been okay, like HBAR and Sol and Litecoin. We know that the Ethereum ETF took a long time until it, you remember it sold off, right? It didn't, double or anything like that. That didn't happen. Okay. So the fact is that a new XRP ETF, spot ETF, does not mean the moon in the sky and the stars, right? And the sun, like they say in Game of Thrones. But it is historical. It is a new avenue for money to come into XRP. It is a new avenue for money that maybe would not come into XRP to come into XRP, money that is in 401ks and IRAs and things like that, where those assets can come out because they are, all the stipulations behind that. Well, now they can, right? If there is an XRP spot ETF, you can purchase that ticker through your IRA, for example. And that wasn't something that was possible before. So a lot of the money that is stuck, quote unquote, in traditional finance could come to XRP once we have a spot XRP ETF. And Rex Shares, right, Osprey, they're saying not the first, right? Right, not the first. But Eleanor reminds us that the Rex Share ETF came first under the Investment Company 40 Act with partial spot XRP exposure and less efficient tax treatment. But Canary Funds is set to launch the first pure play 33 Act XRP ETF with 100% XRP and nothing else. So funds, companies, people that are wanting to invest in XRP, this would be their first pure XRP ETF. Okay. And that's the significant thing about this. Okay. And so again, there could be a little bit of a run up. There could be excitement going into tomorrow because with high probability this is happening. Again, not 100% sure. It could launch tomorrow. We'll have to see because it depends on the NASDAQ and the SEC and everything that gets, smoothened out. But it should, right? It could, and it should. And so that's going to be history. Canary is going to be the first one. It will be interesting to see, do we get BlackRock? Do we get a Fidelity? They haven't yet made any move for a Solana one or HBAR one or Litecoin one. So I don't think they're going to jump on the XRP one just yet. But if it is successful and it is showing lots of inflows, there's a potential that they might want to join the party. Okay, let's move on to a little bit more news. Monica Long, president of Ripple, said, "Great to welcome UK's economic secretary to the Treasury at Ripple's Singapore office to discuss how digital assets can boost the UK competitiveness and growth, building on its status as one of the leading financial hubs in the world." So not just the US government, Ripple is shaking hands and rubbing shoulders, right? Also with the UK, and UK here is my second largest viewership. And so what do you think about this? Do you think it's good, bad that Ripple is rubbing shoulders with the UK's economic secretary to the Treasury? Or is this something that, will not bring any prosperity? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. By the way, you can drop 8 in the comment section for infinity and beyond if that's where you want your portfolio to go to. And you can also support the channel by dropping a super thanks if you want to. Another way, again, to supporting is joining the Telegram group or signing up to one of my affiliates. You can get to the affiliates, by the way, through my website, which is in the description down below. And then you can choose which affiliate you want, or you can sign up to all of them and check them out and try them out and see what's best for you. Again, I will get a commission if you do use my links, okay? Very interesting. JPMorgan, yes, the JPMorgan where the CEO was so anti-crypto, it seems that they are with a JPM coin. Yes, no, is this fake? This might be fake news. I am not sure about this. A blockchain-based deposit token for institutional clients. Okay, so not yet for retail, but this is, a signal that banks are finally embracing blockchain. Like, you remember how BlackRock CEO Larry Fink was so anti, and then it's kind of like, quote unquote, he saw the light and he understood how much potential money he could make there. And since then, he's been very, very bullish on crypto and launching the Bitcoin ETFs. But he didn't know that it was going to play out like that. He took a risk, right? And in everything, in investing in markets, it's a risk. Okay, again, we have to remember that. We have to take that into consideration. Hopefully you read the disclaimer at the beginning, and you understand that there are risks in the crypto market, like in anything. And last week I forgot this. I wanted to talk about this in the XRP ETF, but Bitcoin ETFs saw outflows. Saw inflows this yesterday, right? Which was the highest in over a month. So there was the whole past month, right? Bitcoin was seeing outflows, and there was a lot of selling pressure, and there was a lot of fear after October 10th, right? Because it was November 10th, a day or so ago, and yet Bitcoin is still over 100,000, right? With all the pressure, and there's a lot of whales, old-timey whales that decided to take profits here. Some that got liquidated on 10/10 and decided to, liquidate some of their Bitcoin positions. And it's still over 100K, right? It never dropped under it on the daily candle. And this shows strength of the crypto market. It shows that institutions are purchasing. It shows that institutions are strong or they want to purchase. And this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, because we know that institutions don't come in when things are going to go down big time, right? They usually, what they do is they wait for mass fear and then they start pushing up to where they think that the market is valued. This is what's happened in the past, right? We have a lot of data on this. It's not something new. So it will be very interesting to see how today and this week and tomorrow potentially play out here for XRP and for the crypto markets. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.